Today we're making a quick batch of giardiniera, just using anything in our garden that needs preserved that isn't going to store long term. So in each batch, I have 1 head of cauliflower, I have 4 to 5 carrots peeled and chopped, I have some orange snacking peppers, and I have olives and garlic. I'm gonna say mine probably isn't like a typical recipe. I more make it how I like, and these are the veggies that I like. This is also what I have in my garden that needs preserved right now. It's not going to store long term. Cauliflower would have to be stored in the fridge. Our carrots sometimes stored in the fridge. Peppers, we're going to either have to freeze these or do something else with them. So this is just an easy way to use everything from the garden that you like mixed together and pickled. It's very fast too. I've only been working on my second batch for maybe 10 minutes now. In this bowl, I have 1 head of chopped cauliflower. I leave mine kind of big. They are gonna break down a little bit when you stuff your jars. And then carrots cut into just some pretty thin pieces, like coin sized. And then the snacking peppers I used, they were orange, so everything's pretty orange. You can use different colors of stuff to make it prettier. This is just what I had to use. So I've just mixed this up with my hands, and I'm gonna add in a jar of green olives. I dumped all of the brine into my pot for the pickling brine, and I'll share that soon. Okay, now we're gonna fill our jars. I'm using a stainless steel funnel from 4 jars. I'm just gonna use my hands. I'm gonna try to make sure everything is even in there, so we're getting a good amount of all of the veggies. And we're gonna fill this up to the 1-inch headspace line. Pack it down a little bit. I'm using 1.5 jars. This is one of my favorite sizes. They don't really make them anymore, but you can sometimes find them at Hobby Lobby in their jar section. If you go in there 50% off, that's the best time to get them. So this batch makes 5 1.5 jars. If you did pints, that would be about 10. In my pot, I have 4 cups of white vinegar, 4 cups of water, 4 tablespoons of sugar, and then I normally do equal ratios of all of this. I'm only gonna do 3 tablespoons of salt today because I did add the olive brine into that, and that's already salty. And we're just going to turn this on until the salt and sugar dissolve. That's it. We don't want this super hot because we're actually going to start processing these cold. While that's going, I have some garlic soaking in hot water. And what this is going to do is it's going to make it really easy to peel. So quick. Just put your whole garlic cloves in hot water, leave them for a few minutes. This is 10 garlic cloves. I'm just going to chop my garlic. Sometimes I just leave my garlic whole. I'm the only one who likes giant pieces of garlic cloves, so we're gonna chop it today, a little rough chop, and then I'm just gonna add this evenly to my 5 1.5 jars. This is my first time in years being home alone. I am never home alone. My kids are with me 24/7 because we homeschool. This feels so weird. My husband is at a duck hunting convention, so I'm home alone. I didn't know what else to do, so I was like, let's get back on YouTube, I guess, and teach how to can some random stuff. All right, so now we have our veg and garlic in our jars. I'm gonna leave this one here. And my brine is just warm enough for everything to have dissolved. I'm gonna move it over, and we're just going to top our jars with the brine. This has vinegar, water, salt, and sugar in it. Yesterday when I made my brine, I did not add any sugar or garlic. I did mustard seeds. Typically you would do a lot of celery with this recipe. Celery, salt, and Italian herbs. I'm just using what I have. I have a lot of cauliflower right now. I have a lot of carrots right now. And I have a lot of peppers right now. So I figured I would just do this sort of bastardized version with things that I like. Obviously you can change it out and use what you like. this is what I decided to do today. I'm very excited to have this on our pantry shelves down in the basement with all of our other canning stuff. Yeah, I think I might leave this one just garlic. I don't know. Yesterday was mustard seed and no sugar. This one has sugar and garlic. Might be good just to leave it simple. I don't want to add dill because I don't want it to be like pickles. I wanted it to be a little more traditional, I guess, without all of the celery. I need to save my precious 1 quart of freeze-dried celery for the cabbage soup I'm about to make. In my mind, cabbage soup needs celery, and that trumps making a traditional giardiniera. I'm also not gonna do Italian herbs. I don't know why. I'm just kind of going with the flow on this one. I always have extra brine left. All right, now we're gonna debubble my jars using a chopstick. So now we're gonna wipe all of our rims. My jars are over full. The veggies cook down a lot. I'm not too worried about it. You know, this is like a big canning no-no, but all these are gonna shrink and anything extra is just gonna siphon out. I'm not worried about it. And then we're gonna use our new lids I always use for jars. I will link my code and then a ring to fingertip tight. You process these in a water bath canner. If you had a steam canner, even better. I don't. I wish I did. Okay, so we've been boiling. We're gonna turn the heat off. We're gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna remove these to a towel, and they're done. All right, so these are all done now. This is what they look like. I'm gonna wash my jars, remove the rings, right on the lids what these are, and then these are ready to store in the basement. They taste best after a few weeks, but you can obviously eat these right now. When you do open them, if you don't use the whole jar, store it in the fridge. And you can use whatever veggies you want in this, which is what I use today.